bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, Eric Adams, when they come for you? Hello, beautiful creatures of the world, and welcome back to Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. And no, I am not giving up my day job for my blind listeners on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, or Pandora. You did not get the clip that was inserted in the middle of the little song. It was Eric Adams, mayor of New York City, explaining that they were coming for him now because he didn't play by the rules. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, it's a beautiful day here in the north of Maine, up along the Canadian border, in the crown of Maine. A little bit of rain, but it's okay. Running the wood stoves, got the window open. It's one of those days. I hope everyone is having a beautiful fall day wherever you may be. I hope you're having a day filled with fabulosity and dang good coffee, strong coffee, good coffee. It is 37 days until the election, November 5th. That is when we vote in the US of A. The world is watching. The world is watching. Do we vote for freedom? Or are we voting for communism? My show today is going to piss some people off. It's just the way it is. See, when they use lawfare to go after Donald Trump, I had something to say about it. Because we have freedoms in this country, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. Well, for now, we have freedoms. We have First Amendment rights, where we have the right to have our speech. We have the right to tell the story of the other side. We have the right to shout people down if we don't like that story, don't we? We know that one all too well. It is a very favored position in Marxism. When you ain't winning the argument, just scream them down. And I've been putting up with that a lot in my lifetime. It is a tactic. It is an old tactic, but it is a tactic. And it was one that was used very prevalently by people in my family who were Democrat way back when, in the 90s, the 2000s, when they really started getting into this shout them down thing. When you're losing the argument, you shout them down. And then you attack them personally. And I have an aunt that does this. She is a Democrat. And she's my godmother. And she learned that tactic very, very well. So I have also learned that tactic. And when they shout at me, they are very surprised that I am not a quiet conservative. I don't fashion myself a conservative at all. I don't vote any party line. I vote for what is best for my country. And this year, I will not be voting to send your children to war involuntarily. I absolutely will not be doing that. But if that is your choice, that is a right that has been given to you. And you may decide that you want to vote your children into war involuntarily. Now, if your children sign up for the military, that is a contract. And that is part of the job that is expected of them, and they are agreeing to that. However, if your children are not going into the military, they are not signing the contract to protect this country with their lives, then I am not going to vote your children off to war. And that's where I stand. We're voting for freedom. Freedom. That's what we're voting for. We're not voting for communism. I am making this very quick video about Eric Adams because I want to illustrate to the other side of the aisle, the communist side, what they are going to do to you. You are a useful idiot. You out there screaming. You out there acquiescing. You out there agreeing. You out there shouting other people down. You're shouting the common sense down. You're shouting the peacekeepers down. Now the Conservative Party is the party of peace. Whoever in their lifetime thought we would see this flip? Like Eric Adams. Eric Adams, mayor of New York City, played ball. He's sanctuary city. Come on over, send us some migrants, illegal aliens. Now they're taking over a city. Now it is no good for the citizens that are still left in New York City. Life is not good for them. They are under a great deal of duress and distress. And Eric Adams is telling Kami Kalamala, whatever the hell her name is, he can no longer continue to accept the migrants because there's not enough funding coming from D.C. to support these migrants. The citizens of New York are being hurt. So what do? They don't like this. Nay. Kamala Harris and Kami Tim Walz do not like this. This is no good for them. They cannot have people from their own party bitching and complaining about the Biden-Harris policies. Let's make sure we're tying them together, ladies and gentlemen. They're hyphenated like my name, Biden-Harris. And there's a hyphen in there because this administration also belongs to Kamala Harris. As much as she wants to distance herself from it, she can't. She had 3.5 years to improve situations, and she did not do that. She made things worse, as a matter of fact. So, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, Biden-Harris administration has ruined, put the last nail in the coffin of New York City to a point where their own Mayor Eric Adams has decided he needs to stand up. He needs to stand up for the citizens. He needs to stand up for the police. He has gone to Governor Hochul, whatever the hell her name is. She's another one of them. She don't give a shit about the citizens of her state, much like Janet Mills. Listen, if you're from New York and you don't want me complaining about who's running your state, don't worry, I complain about who's running my state too. It's a tendency for people who live in blue states to complain about the leadership that they didn't install. The pre-communistic leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, now Eric Adams has asked the Biden-Harris administration to stop sending the migrants. His citizens are suffering. What's left of the taxpayer base in New York City is suffering. The police are suffering. And now, just as those who get out on the street at the behest and the encouragement of the Democratic Party, all you people running around in the street causing problems, all you people shouting down the voices of common sense, the looters, the rioters, the raucous rabbles that rabble continually. All of you who do not want to have a conversation with anybody who does not share your point of view. You people. Use people, as they say in Rhode Island. Use people. Use people that want sanctuary cities. Use people that keep voting this bullshit in. They're going to come after you, too. They loved Eric Adams. They loved him. He did a little rabble-rousing around 21, 22, so they started looking into him. He started playing ball again. They kind of put everything on the back burner. Now he's complaining. You can't be bitching and complaining, can you? Not these days. They consider him a traitor. The Democratic Party considers Eric Adams a traitor because he dares to stand against the machine on one issue. New York City is overwhelmed with illegal migrants and crime and gangs coming from Argentina, Venezuela, all the other third world hellholes that they're coming from. They have turned his city into a dump. He is trying to preserve what is left of New York City. And all he's asking is to hold the phone, quit sending them here for a while. Let's get some things cleaned up. Possibly. And they said no. And they're saying no with the same lawfare tactics they use against Donald Trump. So Eric Adams and Donald Trump, no difference. They disagree. They disagree with the party. And ladies, gentlemen, intolerant people of all ages, this will happen to you too when you do not agree with the party. They will kiss your ass. They will wrap their arms around you when you're touting the line of confusion. But the minute you say, "There's one thing I can't do," they're coming after you. Now, the person that is possibly going to replace Eric Adams as a stand-in mayor is very much with the party line. Yes, he is. He would not dare go up against the party line. And there are going to be many other mayors when they see the torment and torture that Eric Adams is going to go through. There are many other mayors that will do a 360 and start touting the party line again in case they're having any second thoughts about communism, Marxism, socialism, totalitarianism, you know the one I'm trying to get to, authoritarianism. Try to say all those 10 times fast. For the intolerant crowd, understand one thing. When you stop, when you say, "Hey, wait," when you take a good look around and there's the one thing you can't agree with, the full force and might of the Democratic Party is going to come down on your head too. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, Carpe Diem. Be the kindness that you want to see in the world. There's a lot of very unkind things happening in the world right now. Be the bright spot in somebody's day. Don't be their problem. If somebody pisses you off, walk away. We don't have enough toleration in this world, true toleration. We have toleration until they can't tolerate you anymore. Seize your day, beautiful creatures of the world. We're in a time period of change. And no one promised you a tomorrow.